Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Braden. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick 'em Plays for Friday, March 7th, 2025. I almost said Friday, 3/7/2025. A little harder to track than just saying the date, March 7th. But we've got lots of entries today. If you're new to Underdog, sign up with promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. If you're new, that app, if you're new, that promo code will give you half of the money you deposit. You'll get extra, that amount. So if you put $100 on, you'll get 50 for free. If you put 200, you get 100. You put 2,000, you'll get 1,000 for free. That's the max. If you put $10 on, you'll get 15 for free. No unit shaming. Bet as big or as small, or make entries as big or as small as you'd like on Underdog. As I said, there's lots to get through today. By the way, I should also note, someone once asked me when I wear this hat, is it for your initials, Braden Hess, BH? No, it is for Bay Hill, the country club in Florida, where there is currently a golf tournament going on. I don't play golf entries on Underdog. I just have too much. I'll just say that I've had too much on my plate with the other sports as is. I can't get deep into golf. I like to check in now and then. And of course, I love tracking Bay Hill. I got some family down in the Orlando area, so that's why I have this hat. But it is not a vanity hat. It's not a BH hat for Braden Hess. It is for Bay Hill, the country club down there in Florida. All right. Good luck to the golfers, by the way. But good luck to us. Let's get things going with the NBA here. NBA entry number 1. I'm going to go with Jarrett Allen of the Cleveland Cavaliers, higher than 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think that the guys they're going to chew up the Hornets here. I mean, I think Allen could easily be 12-12, and then if he gets an assist, that is just icing on the cake. 10-14, 10-20, whatever. He's going to crush this, I believe. Then I'm going to have Nikola Jokic, higher than 10.5 assists, 3.15x multiplier. Jokic hosting the Suns. Suns ain't playing much D. Jokic, triple-double machine, higher than 10.5 assists here, 3.15x multiplier. Then we have LaMelo Ball, higher than 3.5 three-pointers made. He's going to shoot about 15 three-pointers in this game, I'm sure. Hopefully he can hit at least 4 of them. There's going to be a lot of pressure to score for the Hornets, but they're going to lose. They're going to get blown out most likely. But Ball is still going to be throwing up the 3 ball. Hopefully he hits 4 of them here for us. Then I'm going to go with Jonas Valanciunas, higher than 11.5 boards. Just no Embiid on the Spurs means Valanciunas for the Kings should have some more space to work inside. 2 of his last 3 games, he's had 12-plus boards. I think this is another game where there's going to be some bad shots taken, so lots of opportunities to get boards for Jonas Valanciunas. 3.15x multiplier there. NHL entry number 1. We are going to go with... Wait, did I delete this? Oh, man. NHL entry number 1, we're going to go with Evgeni Malkin, higher than 0.5 points. Penguins are selling everybody at the deadline. That doesn't mean that the old bull ain't going to have his day here. I think that somebody's got to pick up the slack. They're getting rid of Beauvillier. They're getting rid of a bunch of other guys. I think that there is plenty of opportunity for him to get a point here because who else? Obviously Sidney Crosby, but more on Sidney Crosby later. Then Robert Thomas, about 12-game point streak for the Blues here, traveling to take on the Ducks. Robert Thomas, think he's going to get a point here. This is a 2.54x multiplier, so nice little entry there. NHL entry number 2, Connor Bedard, higher than 0.5 points. I think the Utah back-to-back on the road in Chicago, Bedard going to get a point here for the Blackhawks. And then my man, Troy Terry, the other side of that Blues-Ducks game. I'm going to take Troy Terry, higher than 0.5 points. He has not gotten a point in consecutive games. It's really been annoying me, but I think this is where it changes. Go Troy Terry. Get back to your point-getting ways for this Ducks squad. Him with Connor Bedard, 2.76x multiplier. All right, 1 college hoops entry today. That college hoops entry is going to be Braden Smith, higher than 1.5 three-pointers made for the Purdue Boilermakers on the road against the Illini. That should be fairly straightforward. And then I'm going to take PJ Haggerty, higher than 20.5 points for Memphis as they face off against USF. Haggerty, great scorer, averaging in the 20s. Home game, final home regular season game for Memphis. Time for Haggerty to show out in front of that home crowd. One more time, higher than 20.5 points, 2.73x multiplier. Tennis number 1, Linda Noskova, lower than 19.5 games played against Lulu Sun. Lulu Sun got lucky round 1. That's all I'm going to say. I think Noskova's power is going to translate here. I think she's going to get this thing done in straight sets, 6-4, 6-3, something like that. Linda Noskova lower than 19.5 games played. Then I'm taking Iga Swiatek, higher than 18 games played. Kind of crazy to fade Iga on this surface, but she's going against Caroline Garcia. Caroline Garcia has played her tight the last few times these women have played. Garcia's form has been bad, but she looked good in round one. Higher than 18 games played. Let's go, Caroline Garcia. Don't get bagelled, please. Let's get a tie break here. Come on. Swiatek versus Garcia, higher than 18 games played. The last two times these women played, it went 3 sets. Tennis number 2, Matteo Berrettini, lower than 22.5 games played. Maybe a little bit scary going against another serve-dominant player in Chris O'Connell, but O'Connell is nowhere near Berrettini's level. I think the breaks are going to go his way. So lower than 22.5 games played. Then Holger Rune, higher than 0.5 sets lost against Quarantine Mute. Mute is a fiery little man. He's 3-0 all time against Rune. It's been a few years since they've last played, but yeah, I'm still going to be taking Rune to lose higher than 0.5 sets because Mute is a fiery man who knows how to get it done versus him. 2.79x multiplier. All right, lotto entry number 1. Zach Edey, higher than 12.5 points. Robert Thomas, higher than 0.5 goals. Sidney Crosby, higher than 0.5 goals. Only 3 things need to happen. 29.53x or flex it, and I do recommend flexing these. 14.76x / 3.11x flex. Again, don't go crazy. Huge entries on these lottos, but do flex them. I recommend flexing them. It really saves our bacon like it did yesterday. So give me Zach Edey, higher than 12.5 points. Robert Thomas, and by the way, I'll give you a little analysis. Edey against the Mavs. Mavs have no forwards, no centers. Everybody's hurt. Team is a tank watch. Young player like Zach Edey, good spot for him to show out. So give me Zach Edey higher than 12.5 points. Robert Thomas, as I said, on fire, higher than 0.5 goals here for the Blues against the Ducks. And then Sidney Crosby. You think they forgot about him? You know, they got rid of everyone else, but Sid the Kid's still in town. He's going to score against VGK. 29.53x multiplier. 14.76x or 311x if it goes 2 out of 3 on the flex entry. Lotto entry number 2, Iga Swiatek, higher than 0.5 sets lost against Caroline Garcia. As I said, Caroline Garcia has played her tight in the past. She hasn't got the win, but she's gotten 3 sets. I think she can do 3 sets here. Shock the tennis world. People will be gasping, oh my God, is Iga going to go down to Garcia? I don't know about that, but I do think that she can lose a set very easily here. Then go Tom Wilson of the Capitals. Point machine lately, higher than 1.5 points in this matchup against the Red Wings. And then James Harden, higher than 9.5 assists as the Clippers host the Knicks. Harden had that massive, Harden had that massive 50-point game the other day. Back to his ways of getting the assists here. 27.67x multiplier or flex it. 13.83x / 4.11x if it goes 2 out of 3. Again, flex them. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do something special here. I'm going to make my one of my UFC entries live on the show because I didn't put it in yet, but there are some things that I like in this one. All right. Mauricio Rufy against King Green. I love King Green. I don't think that he's got the chin anymore. Give me Rufy via KO. Maurice Hoofy, I should say, not Ruffy. Maurice Hoofy. And then I'm going to go with Bruno Ferreira, higher than 1.5 knockouts for the Brazilian fighter against Armin Petrosian. I really have serious concerns about Armin Petrosian's chin, and Bruno Ferreira hits like a Mack truck. His nickname's the Hulk for a reason. So this is a 4.5x multiplier. I really love this one because I think both these guys are getting the KO. Then I'm going to go with one more UFC entry that is previously unreleased. We're going to be going down to the Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda fight. I believe Chris Gutierrez is going to land higher than 67.5 significant strikes. I think this is going to be a decision fight. I think they're going to go long. I think he is going to get it done. All right. Josh Van versus Ray Suruya. This one is favored to go the distance. I think there's a lot of finish equity here. So I'm going to go with lower than 14.99 minutes. That means it just needs to not go the distance. This is a 3.57x multiplier. Again, more on the Van. So Van is obviously a really great boxer. Suruya is a very young and green fighter who's got good submissions, good takedowns, and all that stuff. Not necessarily as developed with the hands as Josh Van. So I think that there's potentially submission equity or ground and pound equity for Suruya. And I think there's definitely KO equity for Josh Van. So this thing not going the distance feels like it's got some real legs. You're getting a very good multiplier on that. And the other leg of this one was, again, Chris Gutierrez, higher than 67.5 significant strikes landed. Gutierrez is a guy that struggles versus guys with overwhelming power. I don't think John Castaneda has overwhelming power, so I think he's going to be able to enact his game plan and get some significant strikes off. Gutierrez lands almost 5 significant strikes per minute, 60% accuracy rate. He's had more than this in 3 of his last 4 fights. So yeah, I think that this is a good matchup for him. And by the way, this is a later notice fight for Castaneda. So I don't know if he's going to be defensively sound for all of the significant strikes that Gutierrez is going to throw. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening. Good luck on your picks this weekend. Oh yeah, one last thing. Let's make some money.